I would say this year we've seen a massive increase in very complex situations, and that is, I think that's just the cost of living crisis, and what's happening for people in the community at the moment is they might have just been holding it together. A lot of people who are actually in work but now no longer have enough money because of the utility bills. So, and they've never had to ask for help before, so the whole thing is completely new to them. Yeah, so we're getting a lot of people like that at the moment. Well, I mean, I think, well, two things. I mean, obviously, if the statutory sector had more funding, there's no reason why they couldn't be doing some of the stuff that we're doing. But they don't. And I think what we realised during our periods of austerity, so once austerity hit in Torbay, a lot of the preventative services that were being provided by the statutory sector just disappeared. So, we had a massive supporting people programme here, which was enabling people to stay at home longer and, reducing the likelihood of them, becoming unwell and all sorts of other things. When all that's just disappeared, and that's government, that's national government cuts, that wasn't the choice of our local council, that was just cuts that were made. Somehow we had to, in the voluntary sector, we had to pick up that preventative work. And I think we probably do it better. And I think we do it better because we're more equal to the person who's coming. Yeah. So the minute somebody sees somebody in a lanyard, they already feel, oh, right, that person knows best and they're going to tell me what to do. There's that whole kind of, that person's a professional, they've gone and done a degree, they'll know all the answers for me. We don't present like that. We don't wear lanyards. We wear normal clothes. We look like normal people. we're out in the community. We'll talk to you at a bus stop. We won't you don't have to come to our office to see us. We haven't even got an office actually. So I think it feels like we're similar people, and I think people open up more, and sometimes it takes us a long time to work with people. Sometimes it takes a long time for that trust to build up. But we don't exit people from our systems. So in the statutory sector, people get exited, don't they? Or they get moved on to a different department, or they get, here's your 6 weeks package of care after you come out of hospital, and then we'll stop, and then we'll close your case and goodbye kind of thing. We never do that. We're working with people continually. And that's the strength-based approach, really. So, if somebody comes to us and they might be in crisis when they first come to us, we might be engaging with them in various different ways for 2 or 3 years. And even then, even if they're in a much better place, we won't stop engaging with them, because they then become the person that becomes the friend to somebody else down the road that is in the same situation. Yeah. And so we kind of, their experience of what they've come through, we then use in the voluntary sector, and we trust it, and we enable them to support somebody else. So that bit doesn't really happen in the statutory sector. You've got a much clearer, I've got the answers and the qualifications, and I need to help you. Ours is much more, it's a circle of support, really, where people are helping each other at different times, and we're just there connecting people, making sure it's safe, and enabling people to do it, because there's lots of goodwill in the community actually. But our culture somehow made it that people are a bit afraid of helping each other. We hear, there's an old person next door who lives on her own. I'd really like to, cook her a meal. When I cook my roast dinner, I'd like to cook an extra plate. But do I need a health and safety certificate for me to take it round? It's like, no, just do it. But we've created this culture where people are really afraid now, of doing the things that they used to do automatically 2 or 3 decades ago. That's how communities lived. That's how they survived. But we've somehow put in so many structures now that people feel, they feel nervous around doing that. A lot of what we do is just give people permission to do the things that they want to do, and reassurance that, of course you can do that. That's a lovely thing to do. Crack on.